Good morning, Wave Country. Happy Friday. We made it. Carson Meredith here in the big chair, filling in for Brian Good, who is taking some well-deserved time off. He'll be back next week, I think. Maybe the week after that. He's taking a nice vacation while we hold down the fort here at Wave. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to walk you through a much calmer weekend forecast, but there's one little, we'll call it a bump in the road that we got to watch tomorrow morning. Not a big deal, but if you're going to be out early on Saturday, something to keep in mind. But if you're celebrating Mom, as you should be on Sunday, it's looking fantastic. Kind of cool, not as warm or soupy as we had over the last week or so. So we're getting a nice refreshing feel in the air as we head into the weekend. And there's no alert days in the forecast anytime soon. We can all be thankful for that, right? So as always, if you got any comments, let me know. Got them right here. Michael's chiming in. Weather wasn't as bad here in Louisville, thankfully, like it was further south on Wednesday. Yeah, that is for sure. Tennessee got rocked, unfortunately. Latest I saw, the tornado south of Nashville near Columbia, Tennessee was an EF3. There was another EF3 in my old stomping grounds in North Alabama Wednesday night. Another EF2 went through the east side of Huntsville, close to where I used to live. So, yeah, they definitely got hit hard just to our south, and boy, did we luck out. It was a close call. Thankfully, that warm front stayed just to our south Wednesday, kept a lot of the activity in Tennessee and Alabama. But we still had a few stronger storms here, that's for sure. But it could have been much, much worse. That is for sure. All right, let's get into your weekend forecast, shall we? Still kind of gloomy out there this morning. That, of course, the live view of downtown Louisville. Looking from our Jeffersonville SkyTrack camera. Temperatures still on the cool side. Kind of chilly, actually. 57 here in the city right now, but that wind out of the north definitely makes it feel a little bit cooler. Still out of the north around 12 miles per hour last check. So it feels more like the low 50s instead of the upper 50s. And we will struggle to get to 70 today. That's still our forecast here in Louisville, but you live outside of town. There's a decent chance you stay in the 60s all day, and we're supposed to be in the mid to upper 70s this time of year. A few other Kentucky Mesonet cameras, same story, mostly cloudy skies. Had a couple of sprinkles in Breckenridge County about, 7:30 this morning. And that's really the extent of our rain chances for the rest of the day. Tiny 10% chance, let's say through midday, just to be safe. But other than that, it's looking pretty dry, even if it is a little bit gloomy. And I do expect these clouds to clear out a little bit as the day goes on, which should help push us into the 60s, close to 70 here in Louisville. Let's see. Michelle says, good morning from Linden. Good morning, Michelle. Graham Lewis, my birthday is tomorrow. Please make it nice. Well, happy birthday, first of all. All in all, Saturday looks decent, especially Saturday afternoon. Tomorrow morning might be just a little bit damp, and that's the big headline as we head into this upcoming weekend. So not all lost, Graham, for your birthday tomorrow. There's radar. Any showers that we had earlier this morning are gone. If you look closely, we still have some of that thicker cloud cover right over the heart of Wave Country, really. But you get up towards Lawrence, Jackson, and Jennings County, some of those clouds are starting to clear out. And these clouds are moving to the south and east. So as the day goes on, I do expect these clouds to break up just a little bit. That doesn't mean we're going to have full blue skies. We're not expecting that. But we'll at least get a few more peaks of sun out there than what we're seeing at the moment. Zoom things out a little bit, shall we? You can see the cold front, well, the whole mess of a system that was responsible for Wednesday night in particular, all the severe weather to our south that is finally pushing eastward. Good bit of rain across Pennsylvania, the big cities up in the northeast. But this same system that caused all the issues Wednesday night in Tennessee is causing all kinds of issues near the Gulf Coast this morning. Look at this. Woo, boy. Thankfully, it's weakening, but pretty stout line of severe storms just rolled along I-10 overnight, stretching all the way back towards Mobile, Alabama. And you see those severe thunderstorm warnings up this morning for Jacksonville, Florida. So still rocky weather to our south. We definitely got lucky That is for sure. Susan chiming in. Good morning from Georgetown, Indiana. Good morning, Susan. Clouds still hanging out, and it's a little bit cool. Yeah, it is definitely cool for sure. And we're going to keep the cooler than normal temperatures around through the weekend. It's still going to be very pleasant once we get these little showers out of here tomorrow. But it'll be a little cool, that's for sure. Heading to the Racing Louisville game tonight, Lynn Family Stadium should be just fine. I'd grab those lighter jackets, though. Kickoff temperatures in the mid-60s at 8 o'clock. If you're tailgating, we'll be near 70 degrees. So, again, not terrible at all. We're dry, but that light breeze out of the northwest still might make it feel just a smidge on the cooler side. And don't forget, Wave is working with USA Cares tonight at Lynn Family Stadium. We have a great partnership with those folks taking care of our veterans, especially those that have served after 9/11. So if you feel implied to do so, go ahead and donate. Scan that QR code on your screen to support our troops who take care of this great country of ours. So again, if you're heading out to the stadium tonight, should be just fine. I'd still grab that lighter jacket, though, just to be on the safe side, because it'll be a little bit cool, all right? There's this weekend. Not too bad, right? That 30% rain chances for mainly tomorrow morning, and all we're looking at is just a few showers. Maybe a tiny downpour way, way down to our south. I'll show you that on Futurecast here in a second, but all in all, tomorrow looks pretty good. Now you get towards Sunday, it looks even better. Any Mother's Day plans, brunch, whatever you got in mind for celebrating Mom on Sunday should be just fine. Lots of sunshine, very comfortable temperatures, mid to upper 70s. We may get close to 80. I don't expect that, but still very, very nice for Mother's Day weekend this year. Once we get past tomorrow morning, just a little bump in the road. That is all it's going to be. The graphic says storm chances. We can really say it's rain chances. We're not expecting much in the way of any storms. It's a little system just kind of scooting on through, doesn't have a whole lot of moisture with it. And you see the rain chances are confined to, let's just say mid to late morning tomorrow. So between 8 a.m. and noon, that's the best chance to see a few hit and miss light showers. Okay, so most of the day tomorrow looks just fine. Just if you're heading out early on Saturday, grab the umbrella in case. A few showers shouldn't be a big deal. Shonda says, good morning. Good morning, Shonda. Good morning, Carson. Good morning, Kristen. No more severe weather, please. Yes, please, no more. We do not have next week does look busy, and we're going to dive deeper into that here in a second, but it does not look severe at this point, as in we're not expecting anything close to what we saw this past week on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we can be thankful for that. It is May, though, so, you know, we might have a rogue severe storm here or there, but it does not look like a severe setup as we get into next week, and we can all be thankful for that. Ashley watching as always, do we get a good break? I'd say a decent break. We don't have any alert days in our 10 days, so that's always good, right? But we do have some storm chances to talk about for a good chunk of next week, and we'll dive deeper into that here in a second. Let me walk you through Futurecast for tomorrow. You notice around 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll be here watching these showers move in. This will be from the north and west, just kind of a quick little system scooting on through. See some of those showers up near Indianapolis, closer to Bloomington around 6 a.m. Look at those temperatures, by the way. It's going to be a cool start to the day tomorrow again. Even colder potentially than what we saw this morning. Low 50s. Could some dip into the 40s? It's not out of the question. Now, there's no frost concern at all, all right? Don't worry about that at all. It's just going to be a little on the cool side, okay? Here's 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Just that one little band of showers moving through Louisville, moving through Jeffersonville, the Knobs, Corydon, Salem, up towards Madison, Indiana, Bedford, Carrollton. You guys will probably see those showers around 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. And then as this little system scoots on south, still a few showers across central Kentucky by noon. Got a big parade in Campbellsville tomorrow. If you're heading into that in Taylor County, grab the umbrella. There could be a few raindrops as those festivities get underway around 11 o'clock. Now, something we'll watch. I'm not too worried about it, but as we get towards 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we start to heat things up. Some of those showers may try to intensify just a little bit in our far southern counties. So Greene, Taylor, and Adair, Greensburg, Campbellsville, Columbia. We'll keep an eye on this. The HRRR model, the high resolution rapid refresh models, trying to perk up maybe a couple of thunderstorms as the system moves out tomorrow afternoon. Shouldn't be a huge deal, but we'll keep an eye on it. No major concern. More than anything else, it's just going to be a few showers early in the day, and then the rest of your Saturday looks just fine. A really, really nice day with highs in the low to mid 70s. Mother's Day Sunday looks phenomenal. Another cool morning, low 50s, but all in all, not too bad. We climb into the low 70s by noon. And those highs reach the mid to upper 70s Sunday afternoon. All in all, a very, very nice, comfortable Mother's Day is in store. So we get a nice break this weekend, aside from those showers tomorrow morning, kind of a little bump in the road. That's all. Then the rest of the weekend looks fine. How about next week? Well, there's no severe concern at this point, but it does look busy again. We're going to have pretty active weather pattern taking over, and that means potentially a couple waves of showers and storms. The first wave looks as though it's going to move in Monday evening and will last through the day on Tuesday. So the first half of Monday right now looks fine. But Monday afternoon, potentially, more so Monday evening, we'll be tracking a few showers, maybe a couple storms moving in from the south and west. And you notice on Futurecast, we keep the showers and storms around all day on Tuesday. Basically, you're going to have this low. Let's just imagine it right there nearby. Let's say Western Kentucky, Western Tennessee. Still got to nail down the exact position of that low. You guys know if that low goes further south, we may not have quite as much rain. If it goes a little further to the north, we could have some more problems. But for the time being, if that low just goes right through Kentucky, we'll keep the on-again, off-again showers with maybe a few storms in the mix for most of the day on Tuesday. Like we mentioned a few minutes ago, we don't see a severe weather threat at this point. Could that still change? Yes, it could. It's May, right? But right now, we don't see a huge severe weather signal. We'll watch it. And that low, depending on how slow it is to get out of here, could keep the storm chances around into Wednesday, especially across central and southern Kentucky as it just kind of meanders its way towards the East Coast. I don't think Wednesday is quite as wet as Tuesday, but that's why we're keeping that 30% chance for storms around on Wednesday in particular, because there could be some lingering wet weather around. All right. Then we get a brief break Wednesday evening, potentially into early Thursday, maybe most of Thursday. We still got to nail down the exact timing of when each wave is going to move through, but look off to our west. Here it comes again, that second wave, if you will, out in Omaha, Kansas City, Wichita, Oklahoma City, more spots that got hit hard by severe weather earlier this week and a couple weeks ago too. That system still on track to arrive by the end of the week. And I will say, just kind of looking at the data this morning, it's wanting to bump up those rain chances quite a bit as we get towards Friday in particular. Again, the timing is still very much in flux, especially with that second wave. We talked a lot this week about how one round is going to affect the other, then the other, then the other. Kind of a similar deal here. It's just we don't have much of a severe weather component at this point, right? So depending on how fast that Tuesday system gets out of here, it's going to affect the timing of this system potentially. But right now it looks like Friday could also be a little bit damp. We may have to bump up those rain and storm chances just a bit 1 week from today. And hopefully that does not cause much in the way of issues for the PGA. Practice rounds start on Monday at Valhalla and continue through Wednesday. So that 30% storm chance on Monday, that's mainly later in the day. late evening in particular. So any practice rounds on Monday, I think, should go off without any major issues. Tuesday, they may struggle to get on the course Tuesday for those practice rounds. Wednesday, still waiting to see how quickly that first system clears out. If it's slower, we're going to keep the storm chances around on Wednesday. If it's faster, we should dry things out later in the day. Thursday, for the first round of actual play, I'm optimistic, easy for me to say, that we can get that in, okay? First round on Thursday, we're going to keep some storm chances around, but it's Friday that's kind of has my attention to where they may have some delays at Valhalla as those rain and storm chances move through. So something to keep an eye on. Obviously, the timing is going to change quite a bit over the next week, but it does not appear to be a huge washout at this point. That's what we'll call it. Highest rain chances Tuesday, possibly into Friday as the PGA comes into town next week. You guys are quiet today. Everything good? It's nice to not talk about severe weather, right? Trust me, we're all thankful for that. All right, here's the 10-day real quick. Temperature-wise, it's pretty comfortable. 70 today, but a lot of you stay in the 60s. We'll go 70 here in town, though. 75 Saturday, 78 Sunday. And even with those rain chances, we'll still hover in the mid-70s, close to 80 for a lot of next week. And by next weekend, as we get towards the end of the PGA, we should dry things out. Like I said earlier, it's Tuesday and Friday that really got my attention for the higher rain chances at this point. But all in all, gang, we're going to quiet things down a little bit. We're going to have a nice Mother's Day weekend once we get the showers out of here tomorrow morning. It's going to be cool in the mornings, pleasant in the afternoons. And then we'll, of course, turn our attention to that wet weather that settles in for next week. Not a washout, though. Not a washout. So if you got any plans to go to Valhalla, don't cancel them. Just keep an eye on the skies. Stay tuned to the Wave Weather app here on TV, on Wave Weather Now. We got you covered as we get closer to yet another big sporting event in Louisville. 2 big events in 2 weeks. Pretty interesting. Let's see if we got any more comments. A lot of you guys are quiet. That's okay. That's all right. Just always like to be here and let you know that we're always here watching, even if there's no severe weather around. Maddie says, it seems like this year, at least this May, we've gotten tornado threats and storms earlier than expected, hoping the rest of this month will give us a break. Yeah, we all hope that, Maddie, that is for sure. Late May still seems like it might be a little bit active. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But at this point, despite the higher storm chances next week, we don't see a huge severe weather concern. I'm fine with just plain old thunderstorms. It's when they're severe that things get a little bit rough, right? So we'll watch it. Shonda, yes, it is. I've had enough of the tornadoes. Yeah, haven't we all? It's been a very busy severe weather season. Just has to do with the big picture pattern that we're dealing with this spring, making it quite a bit busier in this part of the country. Last year, it was really down to our south. When I was in Huntsville last spring, it was busy, especially in March of last year. But it seems like the busy severe weather has either been out in the plains or in our neck of the woods, right? But again, no severe weather expected anytime soon. We'll watch Tuesday. We'll watch next Friday. Nothing screams severe weather at this point. More than anything else, just rain and a few storms. Ashley says, getting the rain now so we can dry out this summer. No kidding. This kind of pattern would lean towards a drier summer. Thankfully, we've gotten a ton of rain this spring, so that should hopefully ease the drought concerns, at least the early part of summer. But if we get too dry, you guys know we'll go quick into a drought by July or August. Weather Geek on YouTube says, has there been a final count for tornadoes in the U.S. this week? Not yet. There's not an official count. The various weather service offices are still doing surveys. I know the Nashville office is still doing surveys from that big tornado that was south of Nashville Wednesday night. The Huntsville, Alabama office is still doing surveys from the big tornadoes they had in their area on Wednesday night. So still got to nail down that final count, but we're definitely trending above average for when you're looking at the whole year so far. We're definitely trending above average with that tornado count so far. But there's no tornado concerns in our area anytime soon, and we can all be thankful for that. All right, guys, that's all we have for you. Oh, one more question. Hang on a second. May says, is Tuesday's storm going to be as bad as this past Tuesday and Wednesday? No, it is not. We do not expect that. We'll watch it in case the storms want to perk up a little bit on Tuesday in particular. But more than anything else, it just looks like rain and storms, just plain rain and plain storms. That's it. But we'll watch it. Okay, that is, one more question. Want to make sure I get to everybody. Laura says, any idea when we may warm up some? Hoping to warm up the pool a bit. Yeah, it's crazy. We could have warmed up the pools last week, right? Remember Thurby got up to 88? Where did that go, right? We'll likely start to warm up again as we get closer to Memorial Day weekend. It always seems we slowly turn up that heat by the end of May, the beginning of June. So that's pretty typical, and that's probably where we're going to be heading towards the end of the month. But right now, we're going to keep things in the mid-70s to near 80, which, if you ask me, is perfectly fine. I am not a fan of the summer heat. But hopefully we can get those pools fired up around Wave Country soon enough, right? Okay, gang, that is it for this Friday morning. I will be on the TV side of things coming up on midday and 3 o'clock today. Make sure you tune in for that and enjoy your Mother's Day weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, including my own. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other as always. And enjoy this nice, pleasant weekend. Keep the umbrella handy tomorrow morning, but otherwise, get outside and enjoy it. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we will talk to you soon, gang. Have a great Friday and great weekend.